Hi girls! Today I decided to share with you my experience of having a doula at my delivery. I didn't want my husband to be there. I know that for Americans it's pretty surprising that husband doesn't go to delivery process when a woman is giving birth to a child, but in our culture, it's completely different, so that's why I said to Max, you are not going there, and I'm hiring a doula. So he was against that, but then I said, okay, so what are we gonna do if I'm gonna be in the process of delivering a baby in the middle of the night? I was like, so what's your suggestion? He was like, we're gonna call doctor, we're gonna go to the hospital. I was like, no, I want somebody who will be really professional in it, to be at my phone call anytime, 24 hours. For a really long time we had some debates, and then I talked to some of my friends who delivered a baby with doula, and they said, yes, definitely go for it, it's worth it, and it's not that expensive, relatively. But for us, it's not expensive. Okay, I think I can say how much I paid. It's up to $1,000, and I think it was worth it because, you know, when I was delivering a baby, Evelyn was in my body, facing with her head into my spine, and the doctor said, I see that you have contractions. I'm like, yeah, I have it in my back. And they were like, seriously? Do you feel it on your stomach? I'm like, no. So they understood that her head is down, but her head is pushing against my spine. So thank God I had doula. So she started to give me different exercises. And at that time, I was like, it's uncomfortable. And a friend of mine was there, and she said, like, listen, you're not the princess here. She is the princess who is inside your belly. And I'm like, oh, I don't like it. And they were giving me a huge ball that I had to hold between my legs, and I had to make something like arc with my back or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I remember that it was uncomfortable. And also how doula helped me. When she arrived, it was 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. And she told me they gave you Pitocin, oxytocin, in extremely high doses. I was like, really? And I was like, how do you know that? And she's like, I see it on the screen. And she said, that's why it's so painful to you. And I didn't have epidural at that time, but she asked a nurse to reduce this medicine so it not hurt me that much, because as much Pitocin they give you, the more pain you have, more contractions. Of course, they want you to deliver as soon as possible. But yes, I came to induced labor, and it was my plan because I didn't like to be pregnant for that long. It was already exactly 40 weeks. I said, like, I don't want to wait anymore. I just want this baby out. Because I had heartburns and I couldn't sleep. I was sleeping in sitting position. It was like a nightmare for me. And I wanted to eat whatever I want, but I was basically surviving on ice cream and milk. Come on. I guess nobody wants to survive only on ice cream and milk. Oh, and sunflower seeds. Also, how doula helped me, I had incredible heartburns, and I said, I need milk. And they said, we cannot give it to you. And then a friend of mine, she brought milk, and she talked to doula, and she said, like, okay, can we give her milk secretly because she can't stand those heartburns? And they were offering me some kind of medicine, Tums. I said, it doesn't work for me. I know it. I need milk. And they were like, no, you're not allowed to have milk. So a friend of mine secretly brought milk, and she talked to doula. Can she drink milk? And she said, like, most probably, but when the doctor doesn't see it. And after that, she said like, okay, the doctor also wants her to deliver. And most probably my doctor understood what we're gonna do. So he turned his head, and I drank milk very fast. And I was like, oh, I'm so relieved. And I was like, now I can push. So Tia was the best, and she was very helpful. You know, when she arrived, I was like, okay, she's a stranger who I have never seen in my life, and you know, I'm with my with my legs wide open, and was like, oops. I was a little bit shy at some point, but then when you go through so much pain, you realize that there is nothing to be worried about. And I asked her, I was like, don't you feel uncomfortable? And she said like, no, I used to work with a surgeon, and I was a nurse to a surgeon. And she said, I saw even worse. I was like, really? Yeah, but you know, when I talked to my doctor and I said I don't want my husband to be there because I don't want him to see blood, I don't want him to faint, and there were some other reasons, but the doctor said no, there won't be blood. And I was like, really? But from another side, the baby is floating, swimming inside some balloon with water. So of course there is no blood. But still, I didn't want him to see all of that. So that's why we hired Doula. And I'm so thankful that she was there and that she helped me to turn Evelyn so she would get out from my body in a right position, because they were about to make C-section. The doctor said, if you can't push her out within the next 10 minutes, we have to do C-section because the baby doesn't have enough oxygen. So it will be like emergency C-section. And my friend also told me, she's like, listen, you have to push right now. Otherwise you will have stitches and it will be hard for you. So I pushed and she came out. But I'm really thankful to Tia Vente, that she helped me to turn the baby so she would get into the right position, because I know that some of my friends who didn't have doula, they had the same situation, but eventually they ended up having C-section. So I think that $1,000 was worth it.